we ever do anything good to any of my member of my family. They started from my parents down to me and going down to my siblings. First of all, my dad lost his job because the manager stole some money and accused him. He was a civil servant and accused him of being the one stealing the money. And my dad slapped him. They sacked him immediately. And up till his death, he did not get judgment because of
he never gets
that.
Entitlement or anything.
Nothing. My dad used to trek more than miles away to go and get his salary of 2,700 naira, and he will come back without nothing. And he does that month to month, and coming back empty-handed, until the day he fell stroke. And from there he passed on, But let me leave the story of it's fine. Let me leave the story of my parents and come to mine. I am one of these people that is not opportune to go to school because of family background and all that. Our first daughter came out with a good result in primary school, and they sold her result in our present. You understand? They sold the results in our present, and
they sold the results to somebody else.
To somebody else in our present, like we know the person they sold it to, and we could not do anything about it.
Wow.
So
you as a kid watching your own, is that your senior sister? You said.
My senior sister.
So
my
that happened.
Most
that
elderly
you were
sister,
junior
yes.
when that happened, and you saw that in primary school.
Exactly.
On,
First of all, when I gave up in anything concerning religion in Nigeria, because they are part of the major reason of the problem of Nigeria, is my immediate elder brother is not working. He was born dumb, deaf, completely crippled and everything. Why? Was because there is cord. When they wanted to give birth to him, this cord tied him from the stomach because of the carelessness of the hospital. The hospital saw that my mother was about to push, and they left to go and get scissors to cut the cord and all that. So before they came back, my mother has already pushed, and that cord destroyed my immediate elder brother till his death at the age of 22.
System, yeah. So he got all those disability through that, yeah.
Yeah. So on that process, my father was on stroke. My immediate elder brother was not working and all that. We took them to Father Mbaka, to TB Joshua. We saw all the miracle. They were delivering people with crutches and all that, people with cancer and all that. But my family, none of them got healed by those so-called their miracle and all that. I started giving up, but I never gave up entirely. In 2007, in 2003, I ventured into electronics through my sister, my elderly sister. We were selling at Warri, Uheri. The government demolished our shop. We moved without no compensation. We were stranded, but later moved to Yenegua in front of stadium in 2003, 2004. The government demolished our shop again within a space of 1 year. We became stranded again. We had to move to Calabar. They demolished the shop again in Calabar. We finally came to settle in Port Harcourt. Now, if there is anybody watching from Port Harcourt, the person we know where they call Stadium Road in Port Harcourt, Rumo Masi, Stadium Road, Waterline, First Artillery, Second Artillery. These are the places where there is no electronics you want to find that you can never see there. We sell everything. These are the booming places of electronics in Port Harcourt. I was staying at Rumo Masi. My elder brother was staying at Stadium Road. It was a very popular places for electronics there. They came to demolish my shop at Rumo Masi. After I started my own, less than about a year, I started my own. They came to demolish my shop. So I moved to my elder brother's shop in Stadium Road. In 3 months, they came to demolish my elder brother's shop again. All these things without no compensation at all. I was about becoming frustrated. I'm losing everything. This was in 2009. I was losing everything. I was becoming frustrated. So many of them started smoking weed, drinking overnight and all that. I had to gather all the money I had I traveled. I did my first travel in 2010, April
So
2010.
was that at that point you felt like, if I don't leave this country, I will either die, run mad, or become what I don't want
Yes,
to, or
of
what?
course. No, I would have become a criminal because I have tried a lot, and there was so many opportunity for me to join the criminal gang, because there are so many in Port Harcourt, and they mingle around us because they come around and we settle them. If you don't settle them, they will come and break your shop. They know us, we know them. You understand? I would have joined them because I have almost lost everything. So when I came back in 2015, I came back for the first time. I will say that from Waterline to Stadium Road to First and Second Artillery to Rumumasi, we are not big in numbers. We are more than 500 running electronics business in these places I mentioned now. When I came back, over 50% of them has retired to the village because they has lost everything. I'm telling you about importers. I'm not telling you. I'm not
These are
making
not
this
just
up.
market.
If
These are
anybody
not just sellers who import their stuff.
Straight people who owns complex. So when I came back, they showed me how the other one has sold his complex, and the other ones the other ones has gone to the village. I saw some of them now. They were riding taxi. The ones that cannot afford taxi, they were doing osa here. This you get customer, you buy, you take small thing and give the owner. All those things. Over 50% of them has retired to village. Business owners, shop owners. I traveled again. I came back in 2016. Then things has become worse. Buhari has become the president. 90%, 90% has retired. The ones that stay there in Port Harcourt, we are just playing cards. They were drinking, they were smoking. They have no shops. They have no business anymore. The ones that was able to learn how to repair generator and all that, they were doing that generator repair. You understand? I said 90%. I'm not making it up. And the rest 10% is not more successful like they were. They were just hanging around, managing. They still own shops, but not as successful as they were before I left. 90% has retired. In fact, those places now, if you pass through those places, you won't even recognize that there has been that kind of business that happened there like 5-10 years back.
A place of busy axis.
You understand me? So after that, I came back. As a businessman, I was not as a businessman that had no university education and all that. So all I do in my life is business. When I made a little money in abroad, I came back. I now decided to go into property business. When I venture into property business, I now find myself in another mess, like a very big one, because this property business is something you have to venture a lot of money. You buy like 10 when they appreciate, you sell, you buy 15 when they appreciate. It happened that the government.
Go on, Papa.
Yeah, the government will now collude with the Agboros, the community boys, and come back and grab the land after they sold them to you. I am telling you, this one is happening in 2019, 2020. Wow. They will sell lands to us. When the land appreciate, we'll come back to resell them. The government will come there and clear everywhere with tractor, mount mopo, mount military, put gates, mount community boys. When we come, they will beat us. Just a similar thing happened in Lagos, in one of the estates in Lagos last week, when one guy like that was doing it, that they should help him. The land grabbers has come to his land where he was developing, and they beat him up. The similar thing happened. Thank you. Exactly the same thing was happening in Enugu.
They naked him. They beat the police.
Exactly the same thing.
Couldn't do anything.
Thank you. No, they work with government. The governor is aware. How they do it is that they negotiate with the governor. When they grab the land back, If the land is 100 plots, they will give governor like 20 plots as a form of a compensation. They will take the rest. I was deep into the business. I know everything that was going on. But when you go to meet the governor will tell you that he's not the problem. He doesn't know anything about it. You should go and settle with the community. When you go to the community, they will tell you a different story. So along the line, I lost everything. But why all these things were going on, Mayogun, as a young guy who has become some kind of successful, there has never been a day I woke up in Nigeria without police pointing AK-47 at me, threatening to shoot me. All my cars, you will see where they hit AK-47, where they are telling me, hey, stop, if you move, I shoot. All my cars, you will see the dent of AK-47. Just because I am driving a nice car, not because they saw me stealing, not because anyone opened case against me, not because anyone I killed or threatened anyone, but just because they have seen through my windscreen while driving close to them that I'm a young guy. The next thing is to cock that gun and point it for, hey, clear there. If you move, I shoot. They will hit my bonnet. Boy! And when I come down to challenge them, they will all threaten me that they will kill me and nothing will happen, even when I know that I know the commissioner, I know all those things. But something surprisingly happened to me. I traveled to Senegal in 2019 for a vacation. Then, when I came back to Nigeria, if I come back to Nigeria, I used to stay in hotel for like 1 week to have some rest. Then the cleaners would come and clean my house. So that 1 week I stayed in hotel, I was supposed to go back to my house the next day. Then my neighbor called me that my house was broken, that they think some robbers came to my house. And I quickly drove to my house, and I noticed that robbers came to my house. They tried to make away with the huge box that I came back with. They could not move it through the window, but they took two of my plasma. They took some of my shoes. I love all these big Timberland and all that, and I bought them directly from Timberland company because I have their card. They made away with all those things. Then when I went to report at police station, the police told me that they will recover those things, unknowing to me that they even know the people who did those things. They caught those boys. They refused to show me those boys. They returned some of those items. They took the ones they like. I mean, the police took the ones they like, and they told me that those boys said that they have sold it off. Okay, show me the boys. I want to take up the case because now my life is at threat. The police refused. They said the boys are in cell, but they cannot show me the boys because they are protecting the boys for security purposes. I am telling you with all honesty,
at that point,
in 2019,
that was when you were like, you're not going back to Nigeria again. No, you've stayed away for a while.
No,
are you still going?
I was still in Nigeria. Listen, I'm still coming. I was still in Nigeria. So then,
me and you have been speaking for
yes,
nearly 20 minutes.
No. This is the okay. This is the last one.
All
in
right.
2020, in December 2019, after like some months, a guy came into my compound and was trying to open my door. I was inside the house. I don't know the person from anywhere. I was peeping through the window. Then I had to call someone from outside to come and help me. That I'm suspecting some kind of armed robber. This thing was happening around 1 p.m. in the afternoon. So when that person came in, I have to come out with a knife and quickly attack the guy. When I took the case to police station, the police had to detain me. I now ask when they...
No, say that again. It's like I have made you to speak faster, too fast now. Slow down, Baba.
Yes.
What did the police do when you took the guy to the station?
When I took the guy to the police station, they said I should wait for the DCO, that the DCO is not around.
Right.
Then when the DCO came in, I had the woman whispering to the DCO that this guy has money, or that they had to do something to collect money from this guy. If they detain the other guy, that they are not going to take money from that guy, that they have had the story. That guy is not actually an armed robber. In front of me, I'm not making it up. This thing happened at Independence Law Police Station, Enugu. I can go in front of there and say it because I even had to call my lawyer when they made that story in front of me. My lawyer now told me that I should settle this people because they said I have to bear myself. I should settle these people.
Even your lawyer was like, now accuse me. To just settle them, the police, Abi.
I swear with my life. They accused me now of attempted murder and said that I should settle.
You attempted to murder somebody who came to rob you, right?
I swear to God, Mayogun, I'm not telling you. I'm not.
I know. I'm just trying to kind of repeat that so that just same way people who are watching are going to be like, what?
Exactly.
Go on.
Exactly. They held me back. They put me behind the counter. They refused to put me inside because they know what they were doing where it was illegal. So they were always put them in the cell. This that they were threatening to put me in the cell until I had to pay. They said I will pay 50,000. I refused. I said they should put me in. So we drag. At the end of the day, they collected 15,000 and leave me in 2015. You know, so many things, but just because I want to give others time. Now, the business I am actually doing, I lost everything. The little one I had now, I am scared. I want to sell it and leave the country. I'm not in Nigeria now. I had to go to neighboring country because my life, like I have almost lost everything. I can't even maintain the standard of life that I am living anymore. So I had to go to the neighboring country and waiting for them to sell off my property so that I can live for peace and final.
Wow.
That is the story. Let me make it short.
Is it okay then for me to ask, do you have any plan of going back if I'm actually like, can I even ask that anymore?
Never, unless the Biafran come. You know, when I come here, I speak about how I don't like Nigeria, how I want Biafra to come. Maybe you don't understand. This I can never will lie.
I do.
Never will lie. Thank you, my ego.
Thank you so much, Don Gada, for sharing that with us. Some more things they call. I will not lie to ourselves. Yeah, people that Nigeria has happened to, the people that genuinely, in their own way, I mean, their own space, the criminals running Nigeria have actually impacted on their lives. That it was like an Oriyo delay, like all man to a cent, you know. Hello there. Hello, sir. You may need to mute that video or even leave the room if that is possible, sir.
I've done that, sir.
Beautiful.
Wow. Yes, what a wonderful moment. Mr. Mayegun, I have been listening to you for about 2 years now. And you know, you have really enlightened me so much.
Thank you.
And you know, the fire I have for the Yoruba nation right now, I can't explain it. I can't, you know. And you know, you have done so well. You have done your program has blessed so many lives. And you know, during this the election, during the election, and during the what is it called, the charade that they just finished in the court and everything else. You know, I would have been much more disappointed. Well, you actually really saved me from having too much hope in it. So
thank you so much.
I'm calling from Nottingham.
From Nottingham, is that right?
Yes.
Fantastic. You're not really far from me, or if we have to say it too, but yeah.
Yes, not far.
That's brilliant, Baba. Go for it anyway.
So, yeah. All right. So my experience, I left Nigeria very long ago.
A very long time ago.
Yeah, about 26 years ago.
See? Can I ask you a question, right? When you left then, before you tell us why or what made you, right? Did you ever have a plan of staying away for this 26 years? That Nigeria will not be attracted to you again in 26 years when you were living then? Did you ever envisage it?
Not at all.
Not at all.
I thought by now I should be retiring in my farm in Nigeria, somewhere in Akure or somewhere, you know. But
somewhere that you can call your home country, cool, arrange one nice car, and then you come to UK once in a while. Was that not the plan?
That was the plan. Actually, I didn't come to UK. I didn't come to UK straight. I went to Finland.
Right.
I went to Finland from the beginning. I lived 16 years in Finland before. I thought by that time I should already be back home, but I realized I can't go home, and I relocated to UK with my family. So, okay.
Now tell us, why did you decide to leave, sir?
All right. I remember I was a young man of about 21 years old. I was I did my jam around 19 or whatever. I had a very wonderful score, 228 or something, and I wanted to study banking and finance. And I chose then Ondo State University as my first choice university, and getting there with my score, I should get admission normally. People with 180 something, 160 were making their way. And I couldn't get admission. I was paying, I was doing everything, looking for admission. I got my O levels were all right, everything was okay, and I couldn't. And people were scamming me. I was paying and everything. Finally, my dad.
I can imagine that time where it's like your friends are gaining admission and you are looking at them better than all these guys now. Why am I not getting admission? I get it.
Oh my God! So I finally, my dad left Lagos. My dad worked with in a very big organization which I don't want to mention now.
Nice.
And he had a lot of contact with all these pros and stuff like that. So he decided one of the profs from that organization was teaching in Agriculture then. Right. So my dad took off and came to Lado. All of that, my dad is late now about 2020. It's late in 2020, and the best memory I had of him was I was so down. I was depressed. I don't know where to turn to. All hope were gone. School has started. I don't have admission. And I was so down that night. That day, I was just coming from the campus. There was no mobile phone, nothing. I'm talking about 2097 or 96.
Yeah, 97, 98, 96. You're right.
Yeah. So my dad, I just go back home. I never gave my dad my address where I was staying because I wasn't staying in campus. I was living in town.
Right.
And I go home, I saw my dad. And I was like, is my dad dead? Because he was looking so fresh. I haven't seen him for weeks or almost 2 months, struggling to get admission. All the money they gave me from home, everything
all spent.
All spent and no admission, nothing.
No admission, there you are.
I cannot even open my mouth to tell them that I've not gotten admission with the score, with everything. So he just showed up just like that. And I was so perplexed. I didn't know what to do. So I said, okay, are you really? Is it you or so? Then he took me to one of his friends, that professor, and that day I got my admission. Just that day, I got my admission into banking and finance. 2-3 years in school, we never moved from. I was still in 100 level.
No more. I mean, it's like a movement without motion.
Striking from 2 months in school, 8 months striking, and all these things were going on. Then it was Abacha March. Remember Abacha March? When Abacha wanted to, yes.
And that was 97, or because it started in 96. Then 97, then he died. I think he died in 97.
No, he died in 98.
Oh, sorry, 98 rather.
Yeah, it was during that 98 Abacha March that that when he wanted to, that match that all
must go. I remember.
No, not the Abacha must go. When he was trying to come back and
when he was running to be the president of the presidential candidate of all the political parties.
Yeah,
that was 97 then. 97 stroke 98. Yeah,
it was. I remember it was 98. So
was it? Okay, 98 then. All right, go.
Yeah, 98. So now the student started their issue like, this cannot be. And I remember how the mobile was shooting straight bullet
directly into the crowd.
Direct. I remember how I managed from one village to another inside town, mud and everything. This Fulani estimate were using cars to I made my way home that day. And I find, and God, getting to the city, the mobile police were going from house to house. When they look at you, when they see you clean, when they see you clean, that you don't look like a local, they're gone. They were picking people like that. And, they were just picking everywhere. I managed and wear a street pass, put some dashiki or whatever, like a local boy, got to the garage, found my way to Akure, went to my uncle in Akure. I managed to get home. That very year, August, I left Nigeria. No story about it.
Man, tell me, right? were you kind of somebody who was interested in traveling outside the country, or that event sort of made you started looking like? Go on, sorry.
I was actually interested in traveling.
You've always been interested, okay.
Yeah,
okay. But it wasn't like a thing until that moment you're like, if I see chance now, go Jao. Man, I don't want to be in this country anymore.
No,
was that the moment?
No. What happened was,
right.
I wanted to travel immediately I finished my secondary school. Then when I finally get the admission, I said, okay, let me just get my first degree
and stay back
before going anywhere.
Okay.
Before going anywhere, let me get my first degree. But that was the turning point. Like, I can't stay another year. There was no hope that when we were coming back to school and everything, that was it. I never went back. My logic, everything, my things that I took to school.
You left everything there.
Everything. In the process of looking for admission, I went home again. I came with, I remember, about 180,000 naira. Then,
wow,
back to school. And my friend from St. George.
You're a rich kid. It's like all you rich kid, they're calling me tonight.
I wasn't rich. I wasn't rich. It's everything.
From here and there, because 180,000 take me 1990.
Depends from choir.
It's like 18 million naira. It's like you having 18 million naira cash. And you say you're not a rich kid. Okay, I'll play along. Go on.
It was believe me.
It was value. Money has value then. When people work, they receive the quality value for their hard work. But these politicians destroyed all of that. Hard work is worthless now. I'm with you, sir. Go on.
So now, a friend that went from the same church, very close friend, I mean closer like a brother, knew that I left money at home. I went to school. They spoke, he and another guy, they took all the money, left me with 20,000 naira, and they wrote on that envelope, this is for your transport for the semester. The rice, I'm telling you, this is free life story. The rice, my mom gave me about 2 they call it then, which is about half a bag of rice or something. I took to school and everything, real butter, arosa, what is it called? That beautiful rice. I took to school with about quarter of a bag of beans and everything. They took all my food. So it was at that point that my dad showed up. You can't imagine. I was so down. And it was the experience is just so horrible. And this person is a very good friend. We're like brothers and sisters. And he did that. He set me up. And do you know the worst part? Now when our host in that house was the one that they did that deed together. And do you know what this guy started doing?
Together.
Yes. And when I'm hungry, the guy will now say, let me just pick you. Let me give from the rice my uncle brought for me from this. They will give me a cup of rice from my own food. I suffered.
Right?
I suffered.
Let me ask this before you go, because this one seems to be like, apart from the wickedness of what the system represents, right? The imbalance.
Yes.
Even when you finally got in, even as young people then, right? So you also ended up in the hands of typical who probably you later grew up to realize that that's how most people are anyway, chances and all that. So young people actually conspired, not just to rob you of your money. They rob you of your food. They rob everything they could take from you. And one of them, he was now offering to be a good Samaritan by saying, you know what? Okay, I'll give you some rice. So, and there was no phone to actually call him and say something has happened to me. So you were just there, stuck.
Hey,
Niger.
It was an experience.
Anyway, Baba, thank you so much.
When that strike happened, I just said, okay, I've had enough. Just need to go now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And you know something? My other question is mostly about, well, you've been away for a while. There's always a time that all of us are going to go back. That's my own worst fear. Sure, you get.
I'm looking forward to, really. I was talking to my wife this afternoon. My wife, she doesn't like listening to you, but she knows that I don't have it, and she knows that I listen to you every night is like a religion and everything, you know. So,
and I'm not somebody who encourages
just
anybody to go back when Nigeria is still Nigeria. I would rather we go back and team up and become Agbekoya and get Yoruba nation. So your wife knows me very well. So tell me, what's the plan? Were you ever thinking of that?
Yeah, that's my plan for real. Because my plan was that I want to go back and settle down in one small, make my own community, you know, farm, livestock farming, vegetables and stuff. That was just my plan and everything. But I don't know.
Everyone's dream, you know, everyone's dream. They'll be like, how much is it going to cost me? I'll just build myself a retirement home somewhere in my very nice community. And then I'll just have small farm on the side where I can grow vegetables, I can grow this, grow that, just for playing about it. But these days, a lot of people are now, when they talk about farms and they remember Fulani herdsmen, they're just like, I'm still thinking about it. So are you still thinking about it too?
I don't know. I don't know what to say now. You know, I start the reality that faced me now is that I looked at myself. My oldest son is 19 in a few this time.
See?
Yes. I've got three teenagers. I've got three teenager boys and a teenager girl. My youngest is 13 already. And you know, and I looked at myself. I'm looking at the opportunity of me. I'm looking at the chances of me going back to settle in Nigeria.
You know,
the chances is very narrow. Then if the little investment I have there, I was like, okay, I'm not going to do anything much now, because it's just going to be a waste.
You know,
it's just going to be a waste because I don't see any chances that my children will ever go to live there without it's looking now.
See, Baba,
I've
got some of my own kids. I've got 5, by the way. I've got 5 kids, right? Now, I'm seeing that, you know, with the way things are going, it's going to get to a stage that it's going to be a real big job for us who are now parents, right? Once we get to, let's say, if things continue like this, so in another 10, 15 years, we will be begging our children to show interest in Nigeria. It's not because we didn't take them to Nigeria. It's because they will know more about Nigeria than us.
They will. They will know more
about that place than us. In what today's life is today, even if you are not telling them anything, they will tell you and say, no, why do I want to go there? Like, for what?
You know some great news. My oldest son will just tell me, Daddy, have you heard this? Did you see what is going on with this and that in Nigeria? You know, and they're always something of a shame that they will call that.
And with what the world is today, our children are seeing everything. You know, you may even, I mean, you know, in this day and time, they even, especially if they are interested, right? A lot of them these days, in school, when they tell their friends, my dad is from Nigeria, or my parents are Nigerians, you know, so their friends are asking them questions about Nigeria, this or that. So they usually will come and ask their parents. So many of them are so smart these days, right? That they know everything going on. Because they want the right answer to give to their friends. Now, from what they know that is going on, you can't come around and say, all of you, we are going to Nigeria. You need to go to your route. I need to take you to my route. They will report you to the children welfare.
Yeah, you know, we were supposed to actually go for the whole month of August holiday. I got the ticket there, got everything, and you know, because we were supposed to travel during the pandemic, and for one reason or the other, we couldn't travel, and the voucher is there just to convert it to any ticket and everything. So we're supposed to go to Nigeria in that August, but look at the risk and all these things that was going on. I said, I don't think we want to face this risk. This risk. They are finished by birth. They're finished by birth. They were all born in Finland. So we will just okay, if we can't go home to Nigeria, let's go home to Finland. Because Finland is a home for us as well.
So, they say everywhere you are welcome is your home. Yes,
we're all Finns. So we went home, we enjoyed our holidays and everything. We came back. You see, so it's really a difficult one.
They need to know.
It's so sad. It's so sad. You see, I started changing my narration. That if these children will not go home, if I die today, do I want to be buried in Nigeria?
Baba, thank you so much for sharing this.
Do I want to be buried in Nigeria? No, because these children, if they don't have connection and relationship with Nigeria or whatever, I will just be somewhere on Easter Day, on any Memorial Day or whatever. Nobody will come and put any flower out.
See what my worst fear, sir.
They can still visit me.
I know, but the worst fear for me is this: that these guys, especially those who are ruling Nigeria and their supporters, the damages they are doing is beyond the immediate benefits that they are getting from it now. It is a long-term damages.
It's a very long-term damage.
See, all of us, Baba, after struggling and working hard and all of that to actually put all these things in place for our children, right? Like our own, those before us, okay? Now, we expect that there should be something that should be enough that when we die, and we are taken back to our roots and buried, and wherever they found themselves in the world, right? They must always find their way back to that place and pay that respect. But when Nigeria is what Nigeria is, even our own spirit will tell them not to come and visit us. So then we should come and place the flowers. Where is that respect, that the tradition of saying, oh, our daddy that did everything? About we suffer, men they see, now.
You see, my dad, when it was about you, my dad's death was not sudden or whatever.
Right.
He knew that he wasn't sick, no. From the beginning of 2020, he told us that I've completed my journey, everything is fine.
I've done my job, exactly, because he's seen his own children.
Himself and everything, and he used to we're from Ilaluji, and he always says, take me home and bury me home and this and that. But that year, he said, guys, he went for his cousin's burial and he saw how, because his cousin didn't live at home, his children didn't live at home. He saw how they, how they treated his children. They were asking for this, you cannot bury him, you have to do this surgery, you have to pay this, you have to pay that. This family, they're asking for cow, that one is asking for gold, that one is asking for that. So he just came back and he said, guys, bury me one of your property or my property. And before he died again, he rethought and he said, this one that all of you, my mom lives in America. My elder brother lives in Germany. We're everywhere. Let me just say this. So we're everywhere. My younger sister lives in America with my mom, and so we're everywhere. The last time I saw my dad,
we are not talking enough about. We are not talking enough about how Japa is breaking family, right? Mama is in the US with your sister. Your brother is in Germany. You are in the UK, right?
I'm in the UK.
So Papa was in Nigeria. Now it's because Nigeria happened. See how that separation. Now Papa has passed. It will take a lot of planning for all of you to be together and say we need to go and do Papa's remembrance next August. So all of you will have to plan your journey. See what Nigeria Japa is doing to families. We are not talking enough of that.
No. When we were going for my dad's burial, this is another funny thing. My mom, we have set the date, everything was on the ground. The day before my mom was supposed to, about a week or whatever, before my mom was supposed to take off, she just, then you have to do COVID test and all this stuff. She tested positive.
Oh dear. So then she won't be able to go.
We're still dealing with us. My elder brother, I was in the airport. He was supposed to fly the next day. I was in the airport. I was about to fly. I was waiting for my own COVID test. My brother called me that it's also positive.
See?
In Germany.
So you are about to miss the burial of the dad. And see, Baba.
So I was supposed to spend 2 weeks at home. I got home. I was the first one to get home. My sister couldn't fly because she won't leave my mom behind in America. So my elder brother couldn't fly. He needs to wait for 2 weeks, 14 days before. And the burial is just like 10, 12 days. So I had to go to Nigeria. I went to the church. I had to go to the church, change the program, call the musician, call the caterer. I was running everywhere, changing everything. Luckily, we got another date for
that would have been so easy, if everybody is actually around there, an opportunity in Nigeria has made it easier for all of us to achieve whatever we can achieve in the UK elsewhere. I mean, we are not talking enough of those, so Baba, but I'm going to let you go now, right? It's been so wonderful sharing this with us.
It's a wonderful privilege. I never tried to call. Today was the first time I tried to go, but I kept on calling. I'm calling up to you. I was like,
well, look at you. Yes. You and I have spent over 20 minutes.
Yes.
It's worth it.
It's worth it. It does work.
Thank you so much for that, okay?
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Bless you.
So this is where we're going to draw the curtains. I know we still have like 15 minutes to go or so, but I kind of, I've got to go. I wish I could tell you why, because I would love to listen to everybody tonight, like listen and share this kind of all this. But we should be doing that. I'm going to be asking my callers every once in a while and say, well, you know what? Tell us, why did you leave? Would you be going back? Because true, Nigeria don't do us right. And for those of you who are promoting those criminals in Nigeria, trust me, you are also not doing yourselves any good. The victim of all this bad leadership, bad government, ruined country, ruined economy, and every other thing that is impacting negatively on the lives of our people, including me, we sit down here, is simply because you are sustaining and enabling all these criminals. But the day all of us have had enough, we've had enough. We just haven't spoken in one word, like enough. Okay, the damages you are doing, the Jackpot syndrome that is enveloping Nigeria. Because if things continue like this right now, my mom is dead, my dad is dead. And then my own siblings, my own brothers and sisters in Nigeria. So if things continue like this, maybe in another 5 years, I'll be kind of also moving like over 10 members of my own family. So what does that mean? It means we are all going to scatter all over the world. I may never see any of them. I may never see all of them again. Sure, you know. It is also the same thing here. I've been living in the UK for 11 years. My popsy died in 2017. I couldn't go. Okay. My momsy died in 2018. I couldn't go, but I had to go. That was my mom. She was my best friend by then, right? But I left Nigeria. She was alive. She was fine. I was looking forward to the day she was going to come to the UK to see me, so I could take her to the world. I could show her off and all of that. That never happened before Nigeria happened to her. She died in 2018, 6 years after I got to the UK. Okay. Then my dad, my mom, and then I've got my siblings, my brother, my friends. But with the way Nigeria has become, just all of you put yourselves in my shoes as well, okay? A lot of you have been living abroad now for years, right? Good enough for those of you who usually go back, okay? So you get to see people that you haven't seen for like a year or 2 or 3. But with the way Nigeria is going right now, when people are beginning to kind of weigh the option of should I go, should I not go? If I'm going, how many days would I use? Going back to Nigeria used to be something people look forward to when you live abroad, because it's going to give you the opportunity of meeting the members of your family, friends, neighbors, people who knows you, people who you know. You're going to feel the touch. You're going to feel the connection. Your state of mental health is going to improve. You know what I mean? There's going to be so many things that are going to be like nostalgic for you. Your childhood, the areas, the people, and all of that. You're going to visit all those places. They're going to help balance your mental health. But when situations started getting this bad, that people are likely going to become the victims of the government. What do I mean by that? When the government or the people in government of Nigeria fail to actually do what is right, empower you enough that crime reduces. So what do you have to do? When something where you eat no day, won't you go and eat what is available? This is where those who are abroad, who go back to Nigeria, are beginning to kind of live the life of being careful. Don't be too flashy. Somebody may set you up. You need to be careful. You need to watch your back, this or that. And every year, the rules keeps increasing. The crimes keep increasing. Do you know that? So, which simply means that we will end up as the victim because, yeah, we are the ones closer to them and all that. So nobody is spared, nobody is safe. A lot of us left Nigeria when we believed that we stood there, no chance. Not because somebody said, all of us leave Nigeria. We dey here, we dey hustle. It doesn't make you smart. Stop being stupid. Okay? You are survivors. I give that to you. But life shouldn't be this hard. Honestly speaking, life shouldn't be this hard for people. Do you understand? A lot of things you pray for in Nigeria, or a lot of things you pray for when you are in Nigeria, you ended up not even using them as your prayer point anymore when you leave Nigeria. Right? So all these damages are making it even more difficult for a lot of us now to say, what do I want to go and do there? You can't even talk about the government. They've got Dauras or Dokpemu stupid service that will be tracking you. It's just getting more deteriorating and deteriorating. So then you have to plan yourself. It's no longer attractive. Oh, I'm going to Nigeria. Oh, I'm going to take my family to Nigeria. It used to be a beautiful thing that a lot of us actually really, really look forward to. When you have all these half-caste children, your children who are like, beautiful half-caste children, you want to take them back home. You want to take them to your village, go. You want them to go through the path that you were walking when you were schooling. You want them to go through the path where you were walking when you were fetching water from the stream. All this kind of thing to actually have the new connect with the old. You get what I mean? All of these are missing today. People are kind of being so careful. I'm not saying people are not going back home or still doing all of these things, but the difference now is that people are now doing them with plan, and they are praying that they should go and come back in peace. It is more serious. So when you ask people, when you left and then you decide that you want to go back, do you have that plan? Let me tell you this, even me that is talking to you today, I know that I'm actually going to be a millionaire. I like to tell you all of that because so that you won't come back later and say, this Mayegun don't become millionaire. I know this guy. How did he become? I'm going to be a millionaire. I'm talking about real millions in pound sterling. Okay, I'm going to be very, very rich. I know that. Okay, and I'm not in a hurry. However, my plan is that by the time I start actually making my real money, the real money. So by the time I get to the age of, let's say 50 or 60. So if I've already hit my first millions by then, so I'll buy myself a very big farm here in Scotland. I've driven past through many of them. I grew up in Odogbolu. So growing up in rural area, okay, has always been my own thing. I'm not a city person, okay? So yeah, when I get out my money, I'll buy myself a very, very big farm, 1.2 million, or let's say maybe 2 million pounds a farm. And I will have a very lovely small house that I'm going to use as my own small place. Then the entire farm, probably, 5-10 acres of land, and it will be called Mayegun Badero Olushola Mayegun General Farm. So if I die, I should be buried there. You don't have to take me to Ogbolu. Do you understand what I mean by that? Usually we believe that we are going to return back to our what do you call it, our motherland someday. It's a dream. But I also want to prepare to be buried here in the UK. If I die here in the UK, don't take me anywhere. Don't put me in anything. Just go and bury me on my farm. Let those from Odogbolu, all the generation of people from Odogbolu that find themselves in the UK, the descendants of Ijebus, everybody from that part of Nigeria, when they find themselves around here, either in the UK or Scotland, they will go to a place called Badero Olushola Farm in my family name, even when I'm long gone. But apart from that, we all know that if I happen to die in Nigeria, I have lands in Nigeria anyway, so I will prepare that place as well. So whichever place where I die, they should bury me there. If I die young or I die old, it no matter. But if I have those things, put me there. You know why I'm saying that is that as much as Nigeria is becoming more unattractive, and these criminals continue to do what they are doing right now, if they continue this way, which I know they will, they would continue this way. Well, except we fight, we will likely have nowhere to actually go back to. The moment it's no longer attractive to us, then what else do you want to say to our own children? It's probably never going to be attractive to them too. And that is scary. And that should be concerning. Apart from that, I'll keep the rest till another time when I will have a chance of hearing from all of you, all of us, when we have a chance to also share. Why did you leave? Why did you decide to say, you know what, I'm leaving this place? You get that? Princess, you know how they tell you, but Princess will tell you. You know, when I was in Odogbolu, I used to tell people, I said, I'm actually going to be a very, very, very rich man. I don't get anything. I did Odogbolu that time. I said, I knew I was going to be a rich man. That I was going to be very, very wealthy. Then I was going to be very, very popular. I was going to have this big name. You see, everything you are seeing right now, Una be part of my story, oh. Sure you get. This is not me, oh. This is not my ego yet, oh. I am still getting to a place whereby a lot of you will look back and say, oh my God, I know this guy's story. I am part of his story. Because you are part of my story. So when I tell you that I'm going to be a millionaire or a billionaire, trust me or believe me, oh, sure you get. And Princess will tell you too. Okay? And it is because, number one, I'm in a place where I believe, because my own motto in life is that if you can think it, you can make it happen. Do you know that? If you can think about something, then you can do it. And that's my own motto. So if my motto says, I'm going to be this, or so if my thought says I'm going to be this, you better believe me. So that you don't come back later and say, how did it become this or that? Because I am going to. And that's my plan. My plan is to have a place where I will say, if I die here, I've got children here. All my children are going to be in the UK anyway. Sure you get. So all my children, they can go there and have something they can say, you want to see ancestral land? I will buy them ancestral land in the UK. Sure, you know, I can do that. Ancestral land there, I'll buy them one here. So here will become where everybody from Odogbolu, or the future generation from Ijebu, they will be coming to that place as a pilgrimage. They say, one time, they may say, okay, in year 2012, a young man left Odogbolu for Glasgow, UK. He lived his life in that part of Scotland for 20 years. Then he bought this 10 hectares of land, massive land, and he named the land Badero Olushola Mayegun General Estate Farm, and all of his own descendants. It may even be year 3020. You know, you are in year 2023 now, Abby. So when I do that, maybe year 2000 and let's say year 2040. Then me, I will be dead, long gone. All of now we're going to buy tickets, come UK and all of that, all your children, all your descendants from Ijebu and all of that. When they come to the UK, they will take them there and say, 200 years ago, in year 2000, I'm sorry, in year 2040, this is year 2240. It may be year 3000 then, God save. Sorry, I'm talking too much, right? That's what I tell myself. And I keep telling myself, you will do it. You will leave a mark. And not just a simple mark. It's going to be a mark that history will always remember. And that is Mayegun. Thank you. I will see you some other time, okay? If you join me this way, if you joined us at this midway, watch the broadcast from the start. If you have been with us all through, right? Thank you for kind of, taking me. Now, you should like this broadcast before you go, okay? Like it, share it, subscribe to my channel, right? The next time we meet, it's going to be another blockbuster. Prayer docents, thank you very much for your message. Okay, prayer docent is one of those people here that like, Mama, our Mama Yegun. I got your message, man. So thank you, and God bless you, and good night.
mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Lórí Facebook lórí YouTube.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Mayegun Diary politico.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ̀rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o, Mayegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀, Mayegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ̀rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣà ìtú wọn síta.
Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún sọ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lérí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀gọ̀ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti dọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà àìsíwọ̀lú ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o ákàmù máyé ń ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lúwẹ̀ túnra kì Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lúwẹ̀ túnra kì o ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lúwẹ̀ túnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lúwẹ̀ túnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.